Welcome to a quick demo of iSight, where we're going to show you how iSight can be used to manage complaints in a CFPB environment. The first thing we want to look at is an overview of how the system is structured, and then we'll get into the demo. So the first thing really is the intake process. We want to make sure that we're capturing every complaint that comes into your organization, regardless of how the consumer contacts you. We then want to take those complaints and funnel them into the case management side of the system, where you can apply a consistent approach to resolution and leave yourself with a really clear history of what's been done. And then finally is reporting. So we want to be able to report on exactly what's happening inside the cases, identify trends, and distribute those reports to the appropriate people. The other two parts that you'll see at the bottom, one is alerts and workflow. So being able to use the system to notify people as cases come in or as tasks become due or overdue. So we'll talk a bit about alerts and workflow. And finally is access roles, being able to restrict who can see and do what inside the system to make sure that the right people have access to the right information. So that's a quick overview, and now we'll get into the demo itself. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is how to record a new case inside of iSight. What you'll see when we get to the capture form, this is a form that your internal staff would use to record complaints as they come in. There's a whole variety of other mechanisms we can use to capture cases. We can email in to the system and automatically create a case. We can capture it from social media. But this is an example where your staff would use a form to record new complaints as they come in. So what you'll see, all of these fields that we'll see here today in the demo are completely configurable. So you can capture whatever information and categories are relevant to your business. So first thing is, it was reported by me on this date, and now I can go in and add an involved party. So in order to add people to the case, we just come in here and choose the type of contact that they are. And oftentimes we'll integrate with your system of records so that we can do an automatic search. Pick a person's name and auto-populate all their information so you don't have to type it out. So the idea is you can have as many party types as you want, whether they're complainants or power of attorney, lawyers that might be involved, and record those and connect them to that particular complaint file. So now that we've got the customer added to the file, we can go through and fill out the rest of the information. A lot of our clients will apply a case title to this, so we might call it the Aubrey case, and then we go on to describe the complaint. You'll see there's spell check that can be used as well. Then we get into categories. So really the idea with categories is to reflect your corporate structure in terms of how you organize and report your complaints. So we want to make sure we've got categories that allow you to capture information that they can be reported in a really clear way that allows you to dig into trends and really identify what's going on so that you can take corrective action. So again, all of these fields and how you organize these decision trees are up to you and part of that configuration process. Additionally, you can choose branches. So again, this can be a search or drop down so that you get some automatic information about the branch when the clients came in. So the idea really is to capture information about that original complaint, including any files, and allow you to submit that so that you can start to work on it as an active investigation. So now that we've created the case, I'll just walk you through the different parts of the file. Right up top, you'll see the case number itself. This is entirely customizable, so you can use whatever case numbering you like. The status is very clearly listed up top. And then we have a section here that we call the tombstone. It's a place where during the configuration you can decide what fields you want to show here that sort of bubble up the most important information. So when you get into a case, you can really quickly see where it's at. So I can see who's involved, the status of it, how many days it's been open, that kind of thing. As we go through the tabs, what you'll see is the details section has various information about when this case was originally recorded. So you can see dates when it was recorded, the branch that it came from, the description of the issue, and those sorts of case details. I won't go through all these others, but these tabs again are configurable. So some of our clients would have complaints that go through an approval process, a risk assessment, root cause analysis, final resolution. So these are different pieces you can record about this particular file. The real action, though, happens inside the Activities tab. So I'll go here. What you'll see is this is a list of everything that's happened in the case file so far. So we've got notes, to-dos, emails, and other forms that can be used as well. So if we go on to notes, this is just a summary of the notes that we've taken so far. The to-dos, this is where the people that are actually resolving complaints can create tasks for themselves that need to be completed in the future. So just to give you an example of how these forms work, we'll go and create a quick to-do. So to-dos can be set up for myself or for someone else, but let's say I have a meeting with the client coming up. I can set a reminder. This is going to be an interview that we're going to do. I'm going to do it on Friday, and I'd like to get reminders for that. We can also attach any kind of file to that to-do as well. So it's that easy. We just save that to-do, and now it's a part of our case file, and I'll get an automatic email reminder as that due date approaches. So we've now got a couple of to-dos in this case file, and if we go back to the All tab, we can see again a running history that combines both notes, emails, and to-dos into one sort of stream that shows us what's been happening on this case. The other piece we haven't looked at yet is emails, so you can actually send and receive emails from inside a case file. And the idea with this, again, is really trying to keep a composite record of everything that's happened associated with this complaint in one place. So you can both send an email to a client. If they reply, you'll get that in your normal corporate inbox, but it'll also automatically get logged with the case file. So it's an easy way for the people working on the complaints to quickly capture those email strings without any extra effort. So that's an overview of the Activities tab. Next is Parties. So again, this is just allowing you to record all the individuals connected with a particular file in one place. Files, same idea. Any kind of documentation associated with the case can be saved here. So if these files are added and connected to a particular to-do or a note, they'll also appear here. So the idea is one place where you see all the documentation associated with a particular case, and I can click through and open these files and that kind of thing as well. So the last big part of the case file we'll look at is the history. As you can see, this is just a running chronology of everything that's happened inside the file. So we see that I added a document, I have notes and emails, and you can click through to all of these and actually look at the details of those. So one last thing before we leave the case file is this plus button. You'll see it throughout the system, and it's really just there as a quick way for people to be able to add information to a case. So without navigating through the tabs, I can quickly add a note or a file. And you'll see it throughout the system. So if I'm on a list of case files that I might be working on, you'll see the plus button follows me there as well. So I can quickly jump in and just add a note to a file without actually having to navigate through to the case itself. So now we'll just take a quick look at the reporting inside of iSight. This is an enterprise analytics tool that really allows us to do three core things. So every single field is available inside of iSight to create new reports. So that's the first thing, is every field's available to create reports. The second is this dashboard that we're looking at is unique to every user, so they can populate this with the reports that are of interest to them. And the third is that report distribution, so being able to get the reports out of the system and distribute it to the right people. So if we look at the dashboarding first, this is an example of a couple of reports we've created for our credit card group. We can go over to stats and trends and take a look at some other reports there. So there are more than 75 different chart types available in iSight, and you can use those to create all kinds of different reports. You can see this one is a drill down where I can go in and look at particular issues by location. We've got other reports here showing by department, number by month, that sort of thing, resolution outcomes. So the idea is you can create these dashboards to have reports that are of interest to you. If we go to the detail of one of these reports, you'll see that behind it is a table and my chart. But what I wanted to talk about here is the distribution option. So I can take this report, export it to a variety of formats, or I can create a distribution list. So this is something where once I create this report, I could set it up so that every month it's going to run automatically and distribute it to a defined group of people for me. And lastly is the report URL. I can actually take this and embed it somewhere else as well. So that's a quick look at the reporting available inside iSight.